CTV News at 5 with Tony Ryma and Rick Wyman with weather.
Good evening. Thanks for joining us on this Tuesday. A weekend stabbing in Sault Ste. Marie is now ruled a homicide. The city's first murder of the year happened Saturday evening in the 600 block of McDonald Avenue. Police were notified about a person being stabbed inside a residence. The victim was transported to hospital where they were pronounced dead. Officers arrested a 29-year-old woman, charging her with second-degree murder. City police continue to investigate.
I did speak with some of the detectives in our investigation services area. They have altered some of the information we put out to the public. They are asking anyone that may have information or video in the area of where that incident took place in the 600 block of McDonald Avenue from 9 p.m. Up until 12:30 in the morning on Sunday.
And tips can also be sent to Crime Stoppers or the detective sergeant in charge of the case. The accused remains in custody. She will appear by video remand on May 28th. All right, now to the weather. Plenty of cloud cover and very comfortable temperatures out there. For more details, we go to CTV's Amanda Hicks, filling in for Rick Wyman. Amanda.
Thanks for that, Tony. And that's very true, but my advice is to enjoy those comfortable temperatures while they last, because Environment Canada says there's going to be a shift in temperatures over the next few days. Your first look at weather is brought to you by CAA. You can become a member at getcaa.ca. So here's what we're looking at. We've got a cold front that's moving through the region, going to bring some colder conditions tomorrow. Single-digit temperatures, mind you, for some areas. But the good news is we are going to see some sunshine over the next few days as we get closer to the weekend. More details coming up a bit later on. Tony.
Thanks a lot for that, Amanda. One person has died and another was seriously injured after a fatal structure fire early Sunday on a remote island in the Sudbury district. It happened on Little Gabardine Lake, which is accessible by portage from Panache Lake, south of Sudbury. Ontario Provincial Police say a 26-year-old person was pronounced dead at the scene and a 27-year-old was taken to hospital with serious injuries. Both individuals are from Sudbury. OPP say due to the remote location, specialized resources were deployed to access the scene and assist with extrication efforts, including the Joint Rescue Coordination Center.
Due to the remote locations, the OPP requested the assistance of JRCC, who utilized their fixed-wing aircraft to get to the location a lot quicker than the OPP resources. At that time, when they attended the scene, they were able to assist the injured parties to bring them to the hospital. Afterwards, the OPP helicopter arrived along with the emergency response team.
And the Office of the Fire Marshal confirms it has completed its on-scene investigation of the fatal fire, but no determination has been made in the ongoing investigation. A new change is coming to policing on parts of Manitoulin Island. The Wikwemikong Tribal Police Service is rolling out a pilot project for body-worn cameras on some of its frontline officers. There will be a clear set of rules in place. For instance, during sacred ceremonies, officers can turn off the cameras, but in the line of their regular duties, there will be an expectation for them to have them on.
We're going to look at all of the policies and procedures and practices and process that we have. We're going to convene with our Crown attorneys and the courts on how was our redaction of the footage. How did all of those extracurricular activities that the public won't see that we will have to do.
Gignac expects the pilot project to last 3 to 6 months. A severe thunderstorm yesterday rocked parts of Mattawa, downing trees, closing at least one highway, and leaving hundreds of people without power. CTV's Eric Tashner has more.
Gazebo completely uprooted.
Terry Belanger was out barbecuing holiday Monday evening.
Took out part of my roof.
He made it inside just in time when dark storm clouds rolled in.
It shook me. It scared me, to be honest.
He estimates the powerful winds and treacherous rain blew down roughly 8 trees on his property, destroying his gazebo and leaving a mess behind.
One took out part of the roof of my house, and another part of the tree punched a hole through the roof the size of my boot.
The storm may have only lasted a few minutes, but in that short time, it left a lot of damage in its wake. Up the street, Daniel Dumont's power was out and his front yard cedar tree came tumbling down.
Then we start to look for shingle. We see a piece of shingle all over. So we come out to check, see where they were coming from. There was from the neighbor.
At 2 o'clock in the morning, we were woke up to a fire in the trees, and then at 4 o'clock we finally got to come back in because the hydro had to come and put out the fire.
OPP received no report of injuries. Police closed down Highway 533 temporarily so crews could remove fallen branches and trees from the road.
Try to avoid traveling if you don't have to, obviously during storm events, because there's potential risk of trees falling.
Public Works and Recreation crews out supporting individuals in the community. Trees count, we're probably into the 50s, 60s with private residents and businesses.
The Mattawa area is no stranger to storms and other natural disasters. The town is currently under a state of emergency due to flooding. Previous floods have washed through the town, and a devastating storm ripped through the nearby Samuel de Champlain Park last year.
Our people are resilient, they handle it well, and they trust us to work alongside them to get things taken care of.
I don't like to have those things, but it's nothing we can do about it. Comes it comes.
With a long cleanup and in some instances a rebuild in store, there's nothing but a sense of deja vu in the air. Eric Tashner, CTV News, Mattawa.
A dangerous trend in Nipissing First Nation where youth and young adults are taking over-the-counter allergy medication to get high. Leadership in the First Nation saying young people have been taking Benadryl in high doses. While the drug is available over the counter, if taken in more than recommended doses, dangerous side effects like coma or death can occur. And you can read more on this story by going to our website, ctvnewsnorthernontario.ca. Well, it's time for a quick break. Coming up on CTV News at 5, Amanda has your full weather forecast. But first, we are heading to Batchewana Bay, north of Sault Ste. Marie, and this live webcam is courtesy of Jake Cormier. It's 6 degrees and rainy. We are back in just a few minutes.
When you see it happen, send it to CTV News. Text 10400. From your screen to ours. Text 10400.
Welcome back. I hope everyone had an amazing Victoria Day long weekend. We got to see some nice temperatures, some sunshine out there, and if you're like me, you might even have a bit of a sunburn today. Maybe you got a bit too much sun, but that is going to change as we head through the week. By the time tomorrow rolls around, some single-digit temperatures, 6 degrees in Timmins and Sault Ste. Marie, going to be the daytime high for tomorrow, well below the normal for this time of year. But we are going to see some sunshine return to the region by the time that we get closer to the weekend, and some nicer conditions at least. 5-day forecast starting with Sudbury and Nickel Belt. So we've got cloudy skies for tomorrow, high of 11. Then we've got back-to-back sunshine Thursday into Friday, getting up to 18, closer to the normal for this time of year. Cloudy skies rolling into the region by Saturday, high of 15, and then a chance of showers on Sunday. For Sault Ste. Marie, Algoma, cloudy skies for tomorrow, high of 6. Sunny skies on Thursday, high of 15, getting warmer there, holding on to that temperature for Friday. Cloudy skies continuing into Saturday, and then a chance of showers on Sunday. For Timmins, Cochrane, Kapuskasing, a chance of flurries for tomorrow, high of 6 degrees. Sunny skies on Thursday, back-to-back sunshine Thursday into Friday. Cloudy skies on Saturday, high of 17, and then 15 on Sunday with a chance of showers. For Temiskaming Shores, Kirkland Lake, cloudy skies for tomorrow, high of 9, 15 on Thursday, getting up to 20 by the time Friday rolls around. That's a pretty good start to the weekend, high of 18 on Saturday, around normal, seasonal for this time of year, and a chance of showers on Sunday. And finally for North Bay, West Nipissing, cloudy skies for tomorrow, high of 10, a little bit less cooler than it was today, about 10 degrees cooler roughly. Sunny skies rather on Thursday and Friday, high of 18 on Friday to start the weekend. Cloudy skies on Saturday, high of 15, and then by Sunday, chance of showers, high of 15 degrees. So Tony, we are going to see a dip in temperatures, but it's going to get warmer, and then we're going to see a little bit of sunshine too. That was your 5-day forecast. Sending it back to you.
Thanks so much for that, Amanda. A Timmins ophthalmologist is celebrating a major milestone. As CTV's Lydia Chubak tells us, a recent appointment with a Kapuskasing man was reason enough to blow up some balloons and mark the occasion.
Any flashing lights, any float.
A retired nurse is paying her ophthalmologist a visit to congratulate him on a recent achievement.
Timmins should be applauding the fact that he has, stayed here, remained here with us. Because I'll tell you, he's an incredible doctor, but the man came first, and he's a wonderful man.
Dr. Alejandro Oliver is the only ophthalmologist who's practiced full-time in Timmins for the past 17 years, and he recently treated his 15,000th patient.
We had a nice gentleman from Kapuskasing that he got the 15,000 chart number, and we had a little celebration. We made some balloons, to celebrate the occasion.
Millian says having an ophthalmologist clinic close to home eases a major burden for many northern patients.
Emotionally, it impacts you because where am I going to get the ride? Who's going to take me? Where do I stay? Who do I stay with? Do I have family? Do I have to get a hotel? So that in itself causes stress. And you don't want to have more stress when you're going in for a procedure.
Along with treating thousands of patients, Dr. Oliver has also worked with Timmins and District Hospital and its foundation over the past 3 years to expand ophthalmology services. The goal's been to encourage visiting specialists to stay in Timmins. New doctors in training from the University of Toronto, along with other specialists, visit each month, but recruitment remains a challenge. Oliver says harsh winters can be a deterrent, but adds the biggest challenge is finding employment opportunities for spouses.
Unless they have other connections in the north, or unless their profession is related to mining, healthcare obviously, and perhaps less so forestry, it can be difficult. So it tends to deter physicians from coming up.
Oliver says the need for eye care in the region is significant. He says rates of eye disease and blindness among younger people with diabetes remains high and can affect their ability to work and drive. Dr. Oliver remains hopeful more ophthalmologists will choose Timmins, knowing there is an equipped office and an experienced team ready to support the growing needs of patients. Lydia Chubak, CTV News, Timmins.
One of Sudbury's most favorite seasons has been delayed, but it might not be because of what you think. Patio season has seen a slow takeoff from the downtown core because of sand. Sudbury saw a late winter and then there was flooding. As a result, the downtown area still has a lot of sand across area streets. Those involved with the local business improvement area tell CTV News it has to be swept first before they can set up the patios.
I think we're going to see there's some construction happening on Elgin Street right now, so some of those patios have been affected, but we're also seeing new patios opening up in other parts of the downtown. So there's a few that are in the works that I've seen preliminary drawings of that I think people are going to be really excited about on Durham Street and on Larch Street.
The downtown Sudbury BIA has been told sweeping should happen in the next week or two. Recognizing all that they do. Coming up on CTV News at 5, the City of Greater Sudbury is celebrating Paramedic Services Week. Students from Laurentian University were crowned champions at the 2026 International Mine Rescue Competition. The event this year brought 80 students from 9 post-secondary schools to Sudbury to compete. The home team won the title and achieved major success in the individual categories. The Laurentian team is part of the school's Mine Rescue Club, which is supported by several industry partners, including Ontario Mine Rescue and Vale. A provincial grant awarded in Echo Bay last summer has made a major difference in accessibility for this summer. The community received more than $120,000 to upgrade the Echo Bay Sportsplex's safety and accessibility. Algoma Manitoulin MPP Bill Rosenberg got to see the improvements, which include new barrier-free door operators, a new public address system, and improved fire and security systems. The Academy of Country Music Awards were handed out Sunday night, and our good friend Coop from Pure Country 91.7 tells us who the big winners were.
Well, typically it's Josh and Coop from Pure Country Mornings here in Sudbury. Josh is away for today, but we just had to do a recap of the ACMs. They happened this past Sunday. Of course, yesterday was a holiday. This was a huge event. Some incredibly powerful speeches, acceptance speeches, awards given out for the ACMs. I have to start it off with Entertainer of the Year, Cody Johnson. His first time ever winning this award, and his speech, he actually dedicated his award to Luke Combs, which is a real special moment. Male Artist of the Year also going to Cody Johnson. He does a song called The Fall, by the way. You should really check that out. Ella Langley, also a really emotional speech from her too. She picks up Female Artist of the Year. Album of the Year goes to Parker McCollum. The album's actually called his name. It's called Parker McCollum. Song of the Year, Choose in Texas, which is still, by the way, #1 on the charts for a 10th straight week by Ella Langley. Single of the Year, Choose in Texas again. And then New Male Artist of the Year went to Tucker Wetmore. Really cool moment for him, though, as it was his mom who came up and stood alongside Shania Twain, who hosted the ACMs and actually introduced him on stage to accept his award. And what's doubly cool about all these artists that I've just mentioned is you can hear them all on Pure Country Radio. Yeah, you can listen on the radio dial, Pure Country 91.7. You can stream us online anytime, purecountry917.ca, or take us with you anywhere you go with the free iHeartRadio app.
It's Paramedic Services Week, and the City of Greater Sudbury recognized and celebrated the dedicated paramedics who serve our community. CTV's Lindsay Elick reports.
From retirees.
I started in 1989, so I was lucky in a sense to see the evolution of paramedicine. There's ups and downs in my career, like anybody, but the best moments was making a difference and taking care of people.
To 10 new hires.
I really wanted to be out there and helping people and doing what I can to help everybody at what they would consider the worst points in their lives. I consider it an honor and a privilege to be able to do that for them.
Paramedic Services Week 2026 celebrates the theme Better Care Starts Here.
We do about 35,000 calls annually through the 911 side. Right now, we'll have upwards of anywhere between 1,500 to 2,000 patients rostered in our community paramedic program. So we're doing everything from offering clinics to shelters, integrated into housing units.
With the new hires, this brings the city's total to around 200 people working for paramedic services. Chief Archibald says while staffing levels remain stable right now, recruitment and retention continue to be a challenge.
We work very closely with our community colleges and partners here to ensure that once we hire new staff, that they're onboarded and feel committed, and hopefully will make Sudbury their home. But we've recently went to City Council, and we've got a new funding budget where we're training now advanced care paramedics.
He says 11 staff will graduate this fall through the partnership with Collège Boreal. Lindsay Elick, CTV News, Sudbury.
Well, it's a popular segment here on CTV. When we return, it's Take Me Home Tuesday. You're watching First at 5.
For the first time in a long time, live in front of a studio audience, this is Take Me Home Tuesday. Emma, you've got pressure. She's Emma Bailey. I'm Rick Wyman, back for another week. We've got Sassy in the house, who is 4 months old and, well, chowing down pretty easily on that treat.
I'm bribing her with a lick tube.
That's a great idea.
But she's very sweet. She's only 4 months old, so she's just coming out of her shell. But she has so much love to give. She's full of that kitten energy. And with our adoption, she's just waiting for her spay neuter. So delayed adoption, she'll go home, come back for her surgery, and she will have her surgery done. She'll have her vaccines, microchips, and go home with Royal Canin pet food as well.
Okay, so what can we expect for a kitten, relatively speaking, at 4 months old over the course of the next little while in terms of an adjustment in any type of household?
Absolutely. We always say it takes a couple days for them to really get used to the area. She's going to want to smell the place, know what the surroundings are. It definitely takes a couple days for them to get used to the people, but after that she'll start to come around. With kittens, it's always good to know that they're still learning. So she might scratch up your furniture, she might make a mess, but that always comes with kittens or puppies, and it's just more to love in the end.
Okay, Emma, just like the Montreal Canadiens, you've been on a roll of late, and again, another success story. Puppies come, puppies get adopted, and even last week's pup was adopted, and the trend continues. What's going on? Is it just spring fever? People want to get a pet?
Well, it's definitely a bit of spring fever. People are having more time to go outside and spend time with their animals. But we've even had people come in who say they've directly seen the animal on Take Me Home Tuesday. So we're reaching those communities and people who want to take them home.
Emma, you're doing a great job each and every week promoting pets that do need a home. Sassy here, 4 months old. Perhaps we can find a home for her. Give Emma a call or any of the great staff over at Collège Boreal, that location where the SPCA is situated, and perhaps you could be the adoptive parents of Sassy this week. We're back in 7 days with more Take Me Home Tuesday.
Our first community close-up comes to us from the greater Sudbury community of Azilda. On May 8th and 9th, former students celebrated the opening of the Rayside Balfour High School 55 years ago. Students were later accommodated at Chelmsford High. In 1995, the Edgar LeClaire Hall had been transformed as Memory Lane, where a memorial wall was erected for the Barons who had passed away. And we are off to Wawa tomorrow. 300 young chess players are gathering for the 10th Franco Nord-Ouest Chess Tournament. The competition is hosted by École Saint-Joseph in Wawa, and students are coming from all across the north to play the game of kings. And congratulations to Janie Giroux, a grade 11 student from Franco Cite in Sturgeon Falls, who won gold in baking at a Skills Ontario competition. She made 3 refined creations. The event was held May 4th to the 6th in Toronto. Giroux is now heading to the national competition, representing Team Ontario May 28th and 29th in Toronto. And if you have any pictures, videos, or events you'd like us to showcase, you can always email them to us at communitycloseup@bellmedia.ca. And there's more news for the North coming up at 6. For now, continue watching as we hand things over to CTV National News.